The Oregon Trail. The original 1990 version of it, in fact. This is old. This was first released on the Apple IIe and ported to DOS. I originally played it at a full, would have been on a Power Mac. This game is that old. Of course, when I was playing it, the Power Mac was an old system, but either way, let's actually learn a little bit about the trail first. Mhm. Try taking a journey by covered wagon across 2,000 miles of plains, rivers, and mountains. Try. On the plains, will you slosh your oxen through mud and water-filled ruts, or will you plod through dust 6 inches deep? How will you cross the rivers? If you have money, you might take a ferry, if there is a ferry, or you can ford the river and hope you and your wagon aren't swallowed alive. What about supplies? Well, if you're low on food, you can hunt. You might get a buffalo. You might. And there are bears in the mountains. At the Dalles, you can try navigating the Columbia River, but if running the rapids with a makeshift raft makes you queasy, better take the Barlow Road. If for some reason you don't survive, your wagon burns, or thieves steal your oxen, or you run out of provisions, or you die of cholera, or of dysentery, don't give up. Try again and again until your name is up with the others on the Oregon Top 10. Now, this game, as I said, first released on the Apple IIe in 1990, but unlike most educational games, this one was actually fun and popular. And it has been remade multiple times. There's the Oregon Trail Deluxe, which was available on Windows. There was a Wii version. I hated it. Plus, a lot of games that were released on the Wii were shovelware. But that's not what this show is about. This game is still being remade, much like Sid Meier's Pirates. There are still new versions of this game coming out every few years. But I like to play the original version every now and then. We might do a more modern version at a later time. So, let's travel the trail. Do we want to be a banker from Boston, a carpenter from Ohio, or a farmer from Illinois? Now, if we're a banker, we start off with more money to buy supplies. But there are other drawbacks to that. If you're a farmer, you have the least amount of money, but there are trade-offs. So let's actually look at what the differences are. Traveling to Oregon isn't easy, but if you're a banker, you'll have more money for supplies and services than a carpenter or a farmer. However, the harder you have to try, the more points you deserve. Therefore, the farmer earns the greatest number of points and the banker earns the least. So, what would we like to do? Are we going to be a banker, a carpenter, or a farmer? Carpenter? Alright, good. Let's split the difference. What is the first name of the wagon leader? Will it let me have my full name? It will. What are the names of the 4 other members in your party? Well, I suppose we... No. Just for that, you get to be in the wagon too. It usually is the tradition to fill out the roster with naughty words, but we're on Twitch. Also, I believe the tradition actually is to use regular words, regular names, for four of the characters, and then have one that's absolutely ridiculous. If nobody's seen it before, go look up Fatosum's Oregon Trail video called My Titties is Sick. You know, we've been having problems with our Google Assistant, so we'll have Google Assistant. Well, it's a game, and we've been rewatching Reboot lately, so. Okay. I'll let that one slide by. Broken wagon wheel. Yes, we would like to repair it. You are unable to repair the broken wagon wheel. You must replace it with a spare part. Darn. So this game, oh, sound file approved. This game was often used in schools with social studies lessons and history lessons to discuss the Oregon Trail and its impact on the development of the United States. So this is a game that a lot of American children played, and some Canadian children. I do know people now that I live in the Great White North that did play this in schools because a lot of the curriculum in Canada is still pretty US centric. Because guess where most of the North American English language textbook publishers are located? So that's the thing. Wait, I can dance to this one. I don't know what the heck I'm doing at this point. I didn't expect it to be so funny either. But it works. Yes, I had to put shorts on under my dress because some of these dances, as you can tell, got a little bit lewd without them. And this is a wholesome stream. What the heck am I doing now? So while I'm waiting for my avatar to stop dancing... Oh, never mind. There she is. She's done now. Back into the corner where you belong. A foot soldier tells you the trails from the jumping off places, Independence, St. Joseph, Council Bluffs, come together at Fort Kearny. This new fort was built by the U.S. Army to protect those bound for California and Oregon. Big Louie tells you the Platte River Valley forms a natural roadway from Fort Kearny to Fort Laramie. Travelers bound for California, Utah, and Oregon all take this road. Could be the easiest stretch of the whole trip. Should see antelope and plenty of buffalo. Now, in case you're wondering how I'm actually playing this game in a format that is streamable, we have the Internet Archive at archive.org to thank for that. And not sponsored, not affiliated. I just wanted to give a big shout out to the Internet Archive Project for all the things that they do for the greater good of keeping a historical record of the early internet all the way up to the How the hell do you steal two of my oxen? Serious? Just wander off with oxen? Really? Nobody was awake enough to keep watch? I bet it was my asthma. Anyway, as I was saying, I really appreciate the work that the Internet Archive Project does. Um, Everything from old websites of the early internet to old games, all the way up to safe demos of old computer viruses. Which, if anybody actually wants to see that, I would love to do a stream just on old viruses. And actually, right now, the Internet Archive, um, as well as some other useful tools like Wikipedia, are doing their end of year donation drive. And I noticed that actually when I was setting up for this stream. So again, not sponsored, not affiliated. I'm just a fan of the work, and I'm just a huge fan of the work that the Internet Archive does, and I want them to stick around for a long time. It's not cheap to run a website like this. You know, the simple server space and maintenance. We can get Megabyte out of the retirement home, just don't forget to take away his cane. Oh, apparently, Megabyte got a job with Netflix and succeeded in destroying mainframes, so take that as you will.